Hey there everybody, Pop on Top here. Welcome back to some more Fallout 4 mods. In today's mod, we have a new pistol mod here. This is the Van Buren .223 Autoloader Pistol, even though it's a 5.556 pistol. It says 5.56 Autoloader Pistol. The mod is called .223. I am not sure why at this stage. This mod, when you download it in your game, is added to the leveled list. It says it can be found anywhere that the 44 Magnum can be found. There's a guaranteed spawn on the Prid one. I have not accessed the Prid one on the save file yet, so I can't even access that. And then there's one unique at the Adam Cat's garage. You could find it for yourself. I don't know what's unique about it. I'm going to cover the weapon on its base variantness and not show off every little detail about things, right? So, the 5.56 Autoloader Pistol obviously shoots 5.56 ammo, 68 damage. It's pretty good, right? We'll shoot it a little bit here. It uses the 10mm animations. It does sound nice and crispy though. Very clean looking glow sights here on this thing. Now I've just essentially found a version of this gun and I have it equipped, right? But obviously we got to take a look here at the weapon workbench. So obviously the receiver stuff is pretty much similar to any other pistol mod. We obviously want to go all the way up to advanced. There's no automatic receivers though, just to be clear. I did want to mention too, the Van Buren part of this is Van Buren being the project name for what was going to be Fallout 3. If Black Isle still had it. So if it was still an isometric RPG. Long barrel? That long barrel is really long. Medium barrel. That's crazy how long that barrel get though. Sharpshooters Grip obviously would be the best. Large quick eject mag. Very much 10mm pistol attachments. A dot sight. A reflex sight. So dot or regular reflex is probably going to be a circle. A laser sight as a mounted top optic is something that's interesting that I'll definitely have to check out. Hollow sight. Combat sight. Scope. Long range scopes, recon scopes, yeah. So I want to just see the laser sight though. And then obviously we could put a bayonet on there. That's kind of cool. Compensator, suppressor, or muzzle brake. Obviously you probably want to suppress the weapon. I don't see why you wouldn't want to suppress the weapon. But that's pretty much it for in terms of, you know, your attachments and stuff here, right? 24 round big large extended mag though. And it is a laser sight, like a functional, you aim, you're just kind of like enhanced hip fire. You can see the laser. Maybe you can't like, cause like, you know, YouTube compression and shit. Or you know, you're watching on your phone or some shit. But even on my big 27-inch monitor here, it is it's a tiny little dot, so it is hard to see. Maybe not the most effective way to do it, but you could also just hip fire the weapon. It does sound good suppressed still, though. That long barrel really long. I wish you could change the glow sight color. We'll put a different sight on here, though. Obviously, we're not even looking down the glow sights. So let's take a look at a different sight other than the laser sight. Maybe like a traditional dot style sight that you would use there. So regular, you know, reflex sight. This is very much like the combat weapon reflex sight rather than like the 10mm pistol reflex sight. That's like I think what they consider the hollow sight here to be, is like the regular. This hollow sight here is what a 10mm pistol scope looks like, right? Yeah. With a nice little. I think that that little chevron there in the middle, little glowing blue part, is a little too big for me to see clearly. I mean, maybe I'll just fuck it and say use the laser sight. But, you know, obviously not a huge amount of customization here. Not something you're gonna not used to having from the base game. But the weapon does, because it is shown off in Van Buren, technically it exists in Fallout lore, right? So, obviously you could do the long range scope thing and the recon scope thing. I think I am actually going to use the laser sight just because it's cool. But it does have like a lore reason to exist. This is supposed to be like a big chunky pistol. Like, and another thing about this that I haven't showed off here, because it is using the 10mm pistol, I mean, you know, animations and stuff, we can use enhanced animations. So recently, there was a mod I covered on my channel, very popular video of mine, where there's, they take animations from Cyberpunk 2077 and applied the really sick, spinny, like, pistol animations of that to the 10mm pistol. So we could apply that mod, and I guess you know what, I was going to cut away and just do that, but I'll show it off for the purpose of the video. So what we'll do is we'll pop a quick save here, because I always do that. You never, you know, can save too much. But I'll show me enabling the mod. I'll show you what mod it is. If you guys want to link to the video where I covered the Cyberpunk 2077 10mm pistol animations mod, in a, you know, let me know in the comment section. So you can obviously kind of see my library too for those people yelling at me about loader. My loader is not consistent enough for you to know. The Cyberpunk 2077 animation 10mm pistol, I have it currently downloaded still, so if I enable that, it should now apply to the Van Buren, because from my understanding, the Van Buren 223 Autoloader Pistol, that's actually a 5.56 Autoloader Pistol. That shit bothers the fuck out of me. Like, there's something OCD about me that's like, wait a minute. if it's a 223 pistol, isn't that a different ammunition type than 5.56? Why does it shoot 5.56? I don't, you know, who knows? But yeah, see, obviously you can already see the animations are working. You get big old, like visual recoil. It's not actual recoil because the gun's not kicking, but then you get the cool animations here. I don't know, maybe that's. I mean, it does make the weapon at least work one-handed, but there was like a way to apply animations onto the 10mm pistol when you had this on, right? But like it doesn't look like it actually functions on this, so you don't get an actual choice of animations. It's still, I would say it's definitely better still than, because like I like the one-handed look of it, especially with the laser sight here. I mean, that's kind of actually jank. Never mind, maybe I lied. I mean, you know, it's your personal preference of whether you think that's cool or not. I think the 10mm cyberpunk animations make the 10mm pistol like really, really good. And when you're regular shooting like this, it's fine. But when you're aiming down sight, especially with this laser sight here, it's just like wobbing. Like it's like way too much screen shake for me. But you know, personal preference thing. And you go to two-handing it anyway, which makes sense. Like you're two-handing it, you're like gripping it, you're controlling recoil of the pistol somewhat. Because I mean, it's your 5.56 pistol. It's gonna be shooting big rounds for a pistol. But we're going to go test the thing on some combat. I imagine it's going to function very much like a 10mm pistol does. It is doing some weird things. Let's see in third person here. I mean, in third person, this laser sight just makes a lot of sense. That's essentially how you aim, right? You just get a dot. Just put the dot on the head, shoot him dead. You know, that rhymes because that's how it functionally works. Look how long that barrel is, though. You can really see in third person just how ginormous it is. In first person, you don't get like a real idea of the girth of the gun, but it is a girthy boy with that long barrel on. We are going to go test the weapon on some combat, as we always do, and I will see you guys when we get there, though. Alright, everybody, we are pulling up here on my Zombies Arena arcade mode. For some reason, my game's taking an excessively long time to load. That's really untypical for me, because usually that load screen doesn't even take time that's measurable. So we're going to hop into my Zombies Arena arcade mode here. We're going to shoot the gun. And at the satellite station Olivia, sure, why not? Who cares? It doesn't really matter where we shoot the gun. Like I said, it's pretty much going to function what I imagine, just like the 10mm pistol does. Except for with the Cyberpunk mod, you can even make a 50 cal 10mm pistol, which I imagine would be even more powerful than this. But I imagine this is going to hit just fine in terms of hardness. Like, not as hard as I thought, maybe. I mean, they're just spawning in front of me, okay? Blame the Zombies Arena arcade mode for this. I'm a little bit. There you go. That man actually got his 5.56 rounds. Let's reload the pistol real fast and then keep going. The reload is extremely quick with that quick reload. Maybe that's the reason why. Because that's why you're not getting the sick animations and stuff. There's a big pile of dead gunners here already. Hello, dead gunners. Is there anybody left here? I don't know how I'm going to clear this out with the dead bodies and stuff, but eventually this is going to cause my game to crash, I bet. Like, they just, all this, every time, I'm just going to go to the Zombies Arena arcade mode, and it's just going to go, that awful crashing sound. I know you've heard it. If you played Fallout 4, you've heard it. The fact that we're not one-shotting these people is kind of crazy. I don't think that maybe it wasn't a sneak attack. I mean, there's a one-shot. You can aim in the head. I think that laser sight is crispy. But yeah, I mean, it's a 10mm pistol, but it's not a 10mm pistol. It's a 5.56 pistol, which is kind of a negative thing, because it's just a more expensive, rare ammunition. I guess, sort of to an extent. I mean, it's complicated, right? I mean, it's a cool-looking pistol. I really do like the look of the glow sights. That might be actually my favorite sight. The laser sight's cool, at leleast functional. And like I said, anything that like applies 10mm ammunition, it's just weird screen shake though. Maybe it's just that laser sight, but it doesn't. It just kicks, right? Like the gun's meant to look like it has a lot of recoil. The animations work fine. It's essentially what the 10mm pistol was going to be in Fallout 3, if it had stayed being an isometric video game. It's kind of an interesting thing to think about. It is a cool gun. I definitely think it's worth checking out if you're looking for a pistol mod. I do like the uniqueness of having a laser sight be an optic, so you just like aim at a laser. Right? You essentially play in third-person mode, in first-person mode, and just get a nice little clean dot to shoot at. Shoot, you know, baseball man in his asshole, or right there. Just give him a little one. But yeah, I mean, it's a 10mm pistol with some cool-looking cosmetic effects stuff, and it shoots 5.56 bullets. But that's pretty much it. That's what it is. It's not more complicated than that. I think, especially if you're gonna download the 10mm pistol or the Cyberpunk animations for that. It'd probably just be more convenient to just use the 10mm pistol because you can make it 50 cal. So like, if I go here and I give myself a 10mm pistol, we'll just do that for the sake of this, and we'll compare. I mean, like this is. I mean, it's obviously not going to be upgraded. I just gave myself a base 10mm pistol, but like the sound's gonna apply to this weapon. You get the full actual effect of the animations. I mean, this is still my favorite pistol mod, because Cyberpunk really nailed what being a pistol slinging badass, what you want that shit to feel like, essentially, right? Like, you get that big chunky recoil. The 5.56 autoloader is a cool pistol, even though it's technically a 223 autoloader. It's a complicated deal too, like that. But obviously this is suppressed and has a suppressed noise, but I don't think it's gonna make a different noise regardless. It doesn't quite work with the Cyberpunk animations mod, you can tell, right? Like, so you're just essentially using what's a 10mm pistol. It looks different. It's got the cool laser sight. There's some cool things about it, and I definitely think for certain people out there, it's gonna be worth checking out. If it is something you want to check out for yourselves, make sure to check out the top link in the description. There'll be a link there to the Bethesda.net page and the Nexus mod page. You can download it for yourselves there. If you guys have enjoyed the video, like the video. Big thumbs up on it. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe so that way you can check out more videos from me. And pretty much other than that, you guys have a good rest of your day, or whatever it may be, and I will see you in the next episode.